Hey there, folks. I'm Matt Welch. I'm the sports editor with the Plano Star-Courier and the Allen American. It's about around noon on Friday, so maybe not the most rapid of reactions here, but a reaction nonetheless to the football game that I was at on Thursday night. I was at Clark Stadium to take in Plano West versus Allen. When me and Tim Glaze shot our preview video a couple days ago, I gave a little bit of a reference point for Plano West versus Allen in recent years. It has been the district rivalry has taken on a bit of a lopsided turn, with Allen getting the better of West by scores of 69 to 10 and 61 to 19 over the last 2 years. That form did not change in the slightest on Thursday night. In fact, Allen matched one of those very margins of victory. They rolled to a 59 to nothing victory over Plano West on the shoulders of a dominant second half, one where they outscored the Wolves 42 to nothing. This for a game that was only 17 to nothing at the half. Allen, whether it was the Allen offense collectively took the smelling salts and woke up in the third quarter. They outscore Plano West. They scored 28 points in the third quarter. Essentially 3 plays into the third quarter, the tone was set. Allen's facing third and long. West sends a blitz. Grant Tisdale hits Theo Weiss over the middle. The Allen wideout does the rest with the catch and run, goes 64 yards for the touchdown, and that just kind of set the tone for the rest of the quarter. Tisdale and Weiss score again later on in the frame for a 29-yard touchdown. Brock Sturgis adds a 6-yard touchdown run in between those two passing scores, and then late in the quarter, Allen's backup quarterback Ian Davis even gets in on the action and hits Carson Schleicher deep for I believe it was a 46-yard touchdown, 45, 50 yards, somewhere in that range. But yeah, Allen's up 45-0 after 3 quarters. Obviously, that was all she wrote. On the whole, it was still you look at the final numbers, a productive night for the Allen offense. They finished with 531 yards. As far as some stat leaders go, Grant Tisdale finished his night with, he played about a little over 2.5 quarters, throws for 159 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. All 3 of those touchdowns went to Theo Weiss, who finished his night with 9 catches for 135 yards and 3 touchdowns. Brock Sturgis adds 144 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. So Allen, held up its end in the second half. Looked like the state-ranked #1 team that they are, and so Allen improves to 5-0. Defensively, Allen limits Plano West to just 148 yards, including only 8 yards passing. Plano West goes a collective 3 of 13 through the air. So that means between last night and their district opener against McKinney Boyd, Allen was holding opposing quarterbacks in the district to let's see, what was this? 8 of 32 passing, I should say. Sorry, my handwriting was a little bad there. 8 of 32 passing. So Allen's secondary, their front, the entire defense holding up its end there. But granted, it should be, just to be fair, Plano West and McKinney Boyd are a combined 1 of 8 so far. So obviously the competition will pick up in the coming weeks with games like Plano and Denton Guy are still on the schedule. But for Plano West, it was just a rough night. Obviously, when you're only able to complete 8 yards passing against a team like Allen, it's going to be tough to move the ball. Plano West did have some success, at times, on the ground. Specifically, if they timed a zone read keeper pretty well with quarterback Jake Sweeney, they were able to get a few positive gains, but just ultimately could not string enough positive gains on the night. Allen holds Plano West out of the red zone altogether, and the couple times when Plano West was able to get semi-deep in Allen territory, it was either a penalty here or a miscue there, just a cacophony of miscues on Plano West's part for a team that is now 0-5 and has now been outscored on the season 242 to 30. For Allen, the first half, now to be fair though, Plano West, Allen led 17-0 at the half. Now that right there, that score itself, that's a win for the Plano West defense. Allen jumped out to a quick 14-0 lead, but Plano West defense then pushed back a little bit. They were able to pick off Grant Tisdale in the second quarter. Vincent McConnell comes away with an interception. They were able to stuff Allen near the goal line moments later, hold him to a field goal. Players like Shamar Pearl, Dylan Rayborn, Kyle Hines, among those who got in on the action, limited, and kept the Allen offense in check relative to what they had been, what Allen had shown in recent weeks. Allen had a tough time getting its vertical passing game going in the first half. A few overthrows, had to resort to a lot of screen passes, horizontal stuff that just wasn't really amounting to many explosive plays. Allen's longest passing play in the first half was only 13 yards. Brock Sturgis still had a pretty dominant first half, ran for over 100 yards in the first half. So Allen still had a 3-score lead at the break, but obviously not the Eagles' best brand of football, and Coach Gamble said as much afterwards. But at the end of the day, they were able to find their groove in the second half. They improved to 5-0. Fingers crossed, there's a chance that we could get 5-0 Allen versus 5-0 Plano Senior next week, and what would be a nice little doozy of a football game. Pending that Plano can get a win against an undefeated team of its own on Friday against McKinney. Meanwhile, Plano West, I guess technically it only gets easier from here after you play Allen. They will visit Wiley next week as they try to get off the schneid. But nevertheless, hey, that is all I had. I will be out at Plano and McKinney tonight out at Clark Stadium. I'll be tweeting along updates to that one. You can follow me along on Twitter at MWelchSLM, and once my story is done, you can check out that story. And hey, if you want to give my Allen West story a read, plus we've got some video clips from that game, you can check those out at starlocalsports.com. Appreciate y'all watching.